Hey there, everyone. It's Tuesday, July 14th, and I have been on a very long trip that I came back from last week. And I thought that I should get started doing live streams again. And so this is the first one after a long time. So it's not going to be a long one, about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes maximum. And I just have learned so much about just the world. I feel like. Mm, let's see. Why is it not sharing the full screen? Entire screen like this. Oops. Oh, sorry about that. Mm, mm, mm. There we go. Yes. So I'm a little bit rusty, as you can see, and I don't know why this thing stopped sharing. But anyway, we'll get back. We'll get back into things again. And I just wanted to do a little live stream because I have a lot of things to share. There's so much that has happened, and my my way of using the computer has changed. It keeps changing every day, I feel like. And so I just wanted to share some of those things. And I'm going to have much more of a focus on teaching again, meaning like creating content that teaches you about like how I'm doing things. So yeah, it's I'll give it a few minutes for people to come in if because I haven't done a stream in a while, so I don't expect many people to be watching this, but we'll start in a few minutes, and I'll show you something specific. We got a first question. Hey, sunglasses. Is Claude halal? That's an interesting question. Is Claude halal? For those of you that don't know what that means, the word halal, this is actually a word that Muslims use to ask if it's okay to do something. Like, for example, pork you can't eat in Islam or Judaism, for example. And so you would say that that's not halal or that's not kosher for Jewish people. So there are other things that are also not halal or are haram, as you can say, which is you definitely can't do that. So this person is asking if it's halal. You know, I have never thought about that. Um, I have never thought about that question, but not, now I'm going to. I don't know if it is. It seems like it should be, I think, but you know, I guess you can find a lot of reasons for why it wouldn't be also. But honestly, I don't have anything to say on that. Very cool question. Never thought about it, but I think I will be thinking about that. How's it going? It's going really well. I'm sorry, but I can't see from your picture. I can't see that much. Uh, so if I know you, send me a message so I know, like a personal message or something, because from your um, your username and your picture, I can't tell who it is. But in any case, welcome, welcome, welcome to this live stream that I'm going to start. Oh, from Waterloo. Okay. Then I think I have an idea who it is. Um, Ah, okay. Now I zoomed in now. Now I know, I definitely know who it is. Okay, hey man. Very very good to see you. Sorry, I couldn't tell. Your picture was very small and I didn't know your screen name. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I was actually in Waterloo not long ago. Not exactly in Waterloo, but I drove through it. Um, and I didn't notify that many people because I really I wasn't there for long. But yeah, so I was in Canada some time ago. I was in Canada. I was in US. I was in several cities, and I just came back from there actually, from like traveling for 6 weeks straight. So yeah, maybe we should chat afterwards. How are you doing? How are you doing? Mm, right, you were in UBC. That's yeah, right. On the other side, I wasn't there. I wasn't in your area. Yeah. So let's see. If you are tuning in right now, I'm going to be showing some stuff with Claude Code. Um, when I say Claude Code, for me, Claude Code is not a tool anymore. It's how I talk to the computer. It's how I do everything because you it keeps doing that. It keeps unsharing the screen because I'm not doing anything on it, I guess. And it keeps doing this. I have to figure this out. There we go. Okay. All right, man. See you later. So, Claude Code, and if you want to ask questions about Claude Code, this is the time to do it. All right, just put it in the comments. But Claude Code, I'm going to say it, okay? Claude Code is the biggest thing since the internet. No doubt about it. And when I say Claude Code, it really just means being able to write code, uh, being able to produce code and edit code as you are talking to the computer. So the difference now, this is very difficult to explain unless I show it to you, but I'm going to try to do it anyway because I need to get better at explaining because this is my thing now. I'm the Claude Code guy who does everything with Claude Code. Everything I'm doing is with Claude Code now. And it's changed my life. It's so much better to do boring things or anything now because it's like you're not there, you're not ever alone. It's like you're talking to a person that is this really weird person that is kind of really fast at doing things, but still kind of dumb. And you have to kind of train them over time to get better and learn things about you. But they are at your disposal all the time. Meaning, if you wanted to do something boring like accounting, you were completely alone before. And now you have this person that you can talk to and they can do things for you that you had to do that just took so much time before and was really boring. And as a reason, you would just not do it. And your business will suffer as a reason. Enough talk. Let's get right into it again. Okay. So, this is how I do my introduction to Claude Code. I'll show this terminal window, and already people are freaking out because they're like, what's a terminal window, right? Well, terminal window looks like this. And all it is a way to talk to the computer with just text. Okay. And you probably don't do it. If you're not very technical, you probably never look at this. Or maybe sometimes you look at it and you go, whoa, this is too scary for me. But let me show you something. Back in the day, let's go back 30, 40, 50 years ago. This is how a computer looked. We didn't have any graphical user interface like nice things where you can drag things around and you know all that kind of stuff, mouse and things like that. It was just this. And it worked like this. If I said something like make a new folder, I'll say mkdir. Okay. Make directory. And then I'll say something like my project, for example. Enter. Okay. You see, I get nothing back. So did anything happen? Yes. There was a new folder that was just created called My Project inside of this folder called Vault. Now let's go into that folder. CD, change directory, My Project. Now we're inside of that folder. Now let's create a file. Touch file, or let's say notes.txt, text file. Enter. Nothing is coming back. So is anything happening? Yes, it is. The computer is following your commands, your instructions. So let's do ls, list. Now finally we get something. Notes.txt. That's the file that was just created. Let's create another folder. mkdir, another folder. ls. Now there are two things, another folder and notes.txt. This is how programmers used to work. This is how people used to work back in the day, before the graphical user interface came in the 80s and 90s. You would just have commands that you would write and you would produce things. But why am I telling you this? Why is this relevant to us? Because now we are going back to this because of Claude Code. Let me show you. So let me come back into the Vault folder and let me say clear and start here. I just kind of cleared what was there already. Now I'm going to write Claude. Now, if you've already used Claude, which chances are you already have, whether it's Claude or ChatGPT, it's an AI model that can do things for you, right? You give it something, it gives you something back. Write this essay for me. There you go. The essay is back. Create this image for me. Image back. Simple. Okay. Now, when I'm running, it keeps changing it like this. I don't know why that is. Okay. So now I can say, this is running Claude inside of my terminal now. Inside of this folder, we're running Claude. So how is that different from running Claude in the browser? Claude is now running on my machine. And so it can change things for us. It can do things for us. It remembers things that I've told it before. I have my own Claude system that I've developed here that I'm going to use. So let me start off by asking it a question about me. Let's see if it knows. And let me show you how I can do this without even having to type, because I just say, talk into the mic. But before I even do that, remember before we said the commands, cd and mkdir and all that, to make a new folder and stuff? Let's do that here. Make a new folder called hello. Now it's telling you, okay, I'll make a new folder called hello. There it is, done. Now, what's the difference between what we did before? We did mkdir, hello, before, and now we say this full line. This is longer than this one, surely, right? But this one, only I know how to do, or a technical person knows how to do this, because we know this, because we know how computers work. Most people in the world don't have no idea what this means, but everyone knows what this means. Anyone can write this line, right? And this is the difference. This is Claude Code, and this is the old time. Now you can do this by doing this. And you can say it in English, in Spanish, in Arabic, in any language. So this is the difference. Now let's keep going. Now let's do, I'm gonna press this thing 2 times so I can speak into it, okay? Can you please tell me where I was born? Question. I just spoke into my microphone. It's there. This is a little tool I use to make this happen. Okay? This is how I talk to it most of the time. I'm just talking to it. So if I press enter now, surely it can't know that, right? It knows exactly It knows that I was born in Surat, India in 1991. Why does it know that? How does it know that? Because I told it a long time ago. And I told it to remember it in a very specific way, which is a thing that I developed, which I use now in order to make sure that it remembers stuff, the stuff that it needs to, and only in a way so that it doesn't use a lot of space, but in a very efficient way so that the computer knows how to use that information. Okay. Now, let's create an actual project or let's do something so I can tell you how I do things with this. Okay. So let's say something like, um, yeah, let's do some emails actually because I'm writing emails with this thing too. Okay, we need to write an email, and I'm gonna think of something that we can do here as an example email. So, um, yeah, let's do this. Um, Take this text that I'm about to give you and turn it into an email and send it to my personal Gmail so that we can test that this is working. Okay. Hey, John, I just finished writing up the proposal for the project. It's going to take approximately 2 weeks. It's going to be $4,000. And these are the things that we're going to do for you. We're going to create a customer communication system for you where all of your customers are listed and you can communicate with the customers through text using a web interface. You go in there and you just pick the customer and you can just write them and it'll look like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp with text bubbles. Every time you write, they will get it on their text message and they can reply using their phones while you and every other person that you work with will see it in a web interface. Next, we are going to create automatic emails for your booking system so that whenever someone books a place at your, let's say, your hotel, they get an email sent. And okay, come up with a few more points that would be relevant here, just so we can show people how to draft an email. Done. Okay, so when I press this, it shows that I've said all of these lines. And when I press enter, it just gives this whole blob of text. Okay, now it's going to work through this. So, what I'm doing now is that in the middle of working on something like a client project or something, I'm right in the middle of having finished the thing. So, I just talk to Claude Code and I say, okay, this, and that, and this, and this. Can you send this to the person? Draft it up first so I see it and I read it, and then let's send it. Imagine that versus having to do that later and then sending that email later as a separate activity. It's going to take way longer. Also, you have to remember what you did, and it's more boring to do it that way. Here, the work is being done, and as a natural consequence of the work being done, you're sending out updates either through email or even WhatsApp or something like that, right? All right, so see here, sent to here. Check your email inbox. Let's check it. We got it. Yeah, there you go. There it is. It's already here. Um, I guess I'll show you in a way so that you don't see the rest of my emails. There you go. See? This is the email that was just sent through Claude Code. Oops. Like this. So your project proposal, you can see that these are M dashes, right? We could remove those actually. This is just a test that I sent to myself just to test this thing out. And there you go. Everything written up and sent. Okay. Now let's go back to the AI and say something like, Well done with that one. But I want to make sure that this email doesn't look like it was written by an AI, even though it was. So remove M dashes and please write it more in the way that I write emails. Send another test email to myself just to make sure that you did it in a right way. Also, can you draft up a smaller um, message to send to the customer on WhatsApp through the beeper MCP? Um, the customer in this case is just going to be me. So just send it to myself on WhatsApp. Okay. Send the email and the WhatsApp right now. There you go. Text is there. Enter. And there you are. So I also have all of my messaging connected to my WhatsApp, to my Claude Code, I mean, through something called Beeper, which is a messaging service or messaging app basically that connects everything: Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Telegram, LinkedIn, Instagram, everything. And then it now allows you, because it created something called an MCP, which means it basically can connect it to Claude Code. So you can now send messages to any one of your customers or anyone, loved ones, families, through this. Okay. So let's see if this works. So I'm going to check my phone as well. And again, if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. I'm going to also just check manually my social media if people have some questions. Mm. Okay. All right. So let's see if I got something on WhatsApp or not. And yes, I did. I just got a WhatsApp message actually. Uh, and see if I can show you. I just sent it to myself, but I very well could have sent it to someone else. And I have done that actually many times. But you can see here that I just got this message, the one that was written by Claude Code. So just imagine this, right? You can you can have like a set of customers that you need to send a certain kind of message to. Instead of having to do that one by one on WhatsApp, you can send all. It keeps changing this. So annoying. Mm, you can do that once. So I know a lot of this probably sounds scary because, like, should you be sending people messages through Claude Code? And it is scary, actually. But if you're careful about, protecting your passwords and changing them and things like that, it doesn't have to be that scary. At least if you're just one person, it's probably not going to be scary as if you're a very famous person and a lot of people are trying to hack you. But I do understand that concern. Okay, what else am I doing with Claude Code? Well, what I'm also doing is I just made some video called using Remotion. Let me actually try to demonstrate that. Okay, so let's take something like, let me speak into it again. All right, so we want to demonstrate another thing we can do with Claude Code. Let's use the Remotion library or framework that we were using earlier to make a video. Let's make a 15-second video. And I'll give you a music track to use. Just take the first 15 seconds of it and then try to sell my main offering, which is on my website, which is just like a free Claude Code session for 30 minutes. And then if they want like it, then they'll buy the 2 hour or 90 minute session for for $500. But let's try to make a video that can go on social media or be used as an ad on Facebook or something like that. Okay. Use the colors and designs that we have, font and stuff, on my main page, rafithoda.com. And yeah, I'll just use the image, or sorry, actually, I don't even need to give you the music file because I downloaded it earlier today. It's the Caesars Jerk It Out MP3 file, which is a very popular song back in the day. Find it on my computer and use it and give us back the video, 15-second video. Okay, do it. Okay, so you can see here that I'm literally like, if something exists on the internet or on your computer, it will find it, right? And it's showing you what it's doing, right? Because it's doing it. Let me broaden the MP3 search and look at the existing Rapid uh, stuff here. And if it doesn't know it, I'll give it myself, of course. But I think I still have it. Um, I think I downloaded it earlier today. Uh, Pretty sure. Well, let's see what it does anyway. If not, I can give it a different image, I guess, or file, sound file. Yeah. So mm, maybe I didn't even. I don't think I actually downloaded it. Maybe I'll download it now. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So I'm downloading it from YouTube, and I'll give it the MP3 file, unless it already has it. Okay, let's see here. Now it's still looking for that. Let me broaden the MP3 search. Yeah. The MP3 is already in the project. Okay, so it found it, I guess. It found it. Great. So let's see what it's going to do. So let me remind you how insane this is. There are companies that are created just for the purpose of building something like this, what we're going to see. And this is where it gets really scary, because if I can do this by myself now, if I can do this by myself here, then why would I go to a different company to do it for me, right? And that's the real problem that I don't know what to do about. But this is now removing the need for people to have to go to other people. Now, this is still pretty technical. Not, the average person is not doing this. Okay. So we're not there yet. But it is changing things, right? Because if you are technical like me, if you're technical enough, then you're figuring this stuff out. And the business that would have been created for people needing to go to another person to create, I have to figure out, why is this continuously just stopping the screen share? Anyway. First live stream in a long time, so I guess it should be not working exactly right. So yeah, I'm not very thrilled about that, but it's a new world, so we have to figure this stuff out together. What's going to happen? But let's see what it does. So basically, now we're creating a marketing. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's done. So That was 4 minutes. And it's asking me now, like the footer currently says build session, you told me 500. So yeah. So it knows that I said before 499. So we keep it at 499. That looks nicer than 400. Book a free call. You describe free offer session. Which wording? Yeah, okay, we'll just do this, I guess. All right. There you go. Okay, so let's see where this is. Okay, so I have to. Okay, let me actually again do this in an easier way. Just to keep this easy, please can you just do all exports into the downloads folder so it's easy for me to open it up? Thanks. Okay, let's see. There you go. And in downloads, I should have it now. There you go. It's there. Okay, so now I have it here. There you go. See? And I'm going to share my screen once more because I have to share the sound as well. There you go. And then now this, of course. What are you making? Okay, good question, LinkedIn user. Welcome. I can only see LinkedIn users, so I don't know exactly who you are. I guess I can look it up so that Mohit Handlani. Okay, hey Mohit. What I'm making is I'm making a video using Claude Code to promote a thing that I have on my website, which is a Claude Code session. I'm trying to teach the world about Claude Code. So I do a session that's like 30 minutes where I do like an intro. And then if you like that, then you can actually build something real with me and I install Claude Code on your machine and set you up and everything. That costs $499. So this is a promo for that for 15 seconds. Okay, so let's play this. It just spent like 4 minutes building this. There you go. So that's not exactly what I would do. Like I wouldn't push this out right away. You know, you can't get it right exactly on the first time. But just look at what it did. It created all of these graphics that it takes people a long time. Like, it would take someone a few days to do this in like Adobe After Effects. Adobe Premiere, After Effects, any video editing, software you're using, it's going to take you a little while, right? And this is doing that for you. And so now it just becomes of me directing it into like making it into something that people actually will respond to, right? So now the way that I do this now is that this is a pretty good starting point. I'm going to say something like, let's see here. So let's actually build this out because this is a cool project. So this is the website that we made together, me and Claude Code, right? So when you enter into it, it's like this, and then it's this video that it's just looping, okay? And then this button also. So I want to kind of like, and then there's like my courses on Coursera, Udemy. This is like showing the world that I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for a while. I'm a good teacher. That's what it's showing. And then there are these testimonials, right? So what I want to do is that, let me just take this. And again, I have to share my whole screen. There we go. So I'm going to go here, and this is how I talk to Claude Code. So I'm going to give it this screenshot that I just took as a reference point, okay? And then I'm going to say, Okay, so we want to use the same elements as the website that we have made, rafethoda.com. Go in there to check. And let's do something like we definitely want to use my video, which is on loop, so that people know that it's a human face behind this. And let's try something like um, let's try. So there's the Caesars music, right? Uh, it's very like in your face, like very kind of. So in the beginning, there should be like a question that stays there for like 3 seconds or something for that first wave of the song. And so that question needs to be something that a person on LinkedIn or X or something like that, someone who's kind of technical, but maybe not too much, responds to. So what can that question be? Let's just make the video the first 3 seconds first, so we figure that out because that's the most important part is the hook. So um yeah, I can think of a few things, but why don't you give me like 5 suggestions of what the hook could be so that they're immediately like, huh, okay, I'm gonna give you some more attention after reading that. Okay, list out 5 of them. Okay, so this is how I'm working, right? I never have like the full thing in my brain to go. I'm always kind of working with the technology. So the first thing I'm thinking is that there's got to be like a first, few words hook that people can read. There's a black background, orange text, Claude code design already, right? That's what you kind of see in a terminal window. Um, Maybe we can do like Claude code animation with the mascot first and then do the text after. Okay. Yeah. So when this would be done, mm, I guess this is where if you already know how to do video editing, maybe it's faster for you to do it just by yourself. But if you don't know how to do it, I know how to do it. I did it a long time ago. So for me to get back into it again, it would take a long time. But the more you know what you're talking about here, the more it's actually going to help you. Because otherwise, it's just going to throw something at you and you're going to be like, this is pretty good. And you're going to go with it. And that is where a lot of people go wrong. You still have to have some sort of a direction to this thing. Okay, let's see here. So it came up with a few things. Everyone's talking about AI coding. Have you actually built anything? I don't know. You've watched 50 Claude Code demos, shipped zero of them? No. AI can build almost anything now. So why haven't you? Still bookmarking AI tutorials and never open again? No. What would you build if the setup wasn't the hard part? None of these are good, honestly. And this is usually what it is. When the AI is coming up with stuff, it's not that good. The idea is you still have to be the idea person coming up with new ideas and the direction. And then it will actually do the implementation, which is what takes a very long time, right? Okay. So let's come up with a better one. So um, let's think. Hmm. Let's do heard of Claude Code? Question mark. Heard of Claude Code? This is a good one, I think, because the answer to this question is going to be yes for a lot of people because we've been hearing about it, right? So, like, yes, I have. What more do you have? And then you get another few seconds of attention from the customer as a result of this. So let's do this. And then we also have the Claude Code mascot. So, so we have this. There's always like there should be like a visual part to this too. So like this guy right here, this is what you see when you first open up Claude Code. So I'm gonna say something like, "Let's do this for the beginning of the video. Um, take this mascot. I think it's called Claw or something, or Claude or something, the orange one, and then start with a black screen, and then make him appear for like a zero point 0.5 to 1 second, and then do like make it go up, and then do heard of Claude Code question mark animate in. Then people will say yes, and then then we'll do the next step. So just make this happen, okay? This should be the first 2 to 3 seconds of the video. So, hey Imran, good to see you. So this is me showing you a real like workflow, how I work with it. This is actually something I just started recently with the video. I had made videos before, but this is actually a video library I'm using called Remotion. So I'm still learning about it, but let's see what it does now. So you still have to do the work, as you can see. Like it didn't like one shot the whole thing, right? It's not like you you tell it to do something and then one go it just got exactly what you wanted. That's not going to be the case. That's really difficult. I mean, it can do that with images, I guess, right? But with video, it's like it's a longer thing, right? How could it possibly do that? But the fact that you are getting a professional video that would used to take thousands of dollars by someone else having to do it, taking multiple days or weeks or even months sometimes, and then giving it back to you, now can be done with this. So those product demos that you had to do before, like for your product, that like you want it to look nice and it looks like something out of Microsoft or something like that. That can now be done with this. So that professional, you know, quality you can still get here, but the fact that you need to kind of spoon feed it everything, that you still need to do. But that's still the fun part, right? And that is still the work. So uh yeah, okay, so let's see what it does now. So I want a little bit of like engaging animation and some, you know, black animation with the mascot so people get, that's Claude Code. If the people that know it, and the people that don't know it might have seen it also. And then it goes up and then it says, have you heard of Claude Code? And then I'm thinking that we say something about me. So we do like my video, maybe the looping video. And then we show a little bit of like credibility that I'm a teacher. I've, taught on Coursera and some other stuff. So we get the credibility and proof out of the way. And then we show like in 30 minutes, I'll tell you exactly what Claude Code is, and that's it. It's 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Why 15 seconds and not 30 seconds? Turns out for ads, every platform recommends that you don't go over 15 seconds because that's beyond what people are willing to watch. All right, so let's see here. Now it gave us something here. This one. See if you can maybe share again. There you go. Sorry about this, by the way. I keep having to share it over and over again because of some reason I can't figure out right now. But that's okay. It's not that big of an inconvenience. So now we have this, and then now we have this video that was just exported from this. Okay. All right. This is pretty okay. There's the mascot, and then there's this. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take this again, feed it the screenshot so it knows what I'm talking about. Like, good job. I like the mascot, but let's do this. Let's do the mascot and let's make it go up and then fade out, and then do the text right at the center. Okay? And also make the text look like what I have on my website. So the same color, right? It might be that maybe you want to make all of it like orange, the Claude Code orange. And just put that right at the center. Try that now. All right. So let's see what it does. Okay, so as it's working, I can also tell it to do other things, like what should come next after that, right? So let me start doing that so we save some time. Okay, so after that, I'm thinking that we keep the text for a little bit so people can read it, and then we take all of it away, and then we do my video. The looping video comes up at the center, and you go like you expand it. It's echoing. Thanks, Emran. Let me fix that. It's because I have the sound on. Thanks for that. Now I think it should be okay. Is it okay now? Are you using only Claude Code to build the video, or are you using connections like Higgsfield? I'm not using Higgsfield. I could use Higgsfield. I'm using a simpler video editing library called Remotion, I believe it is called. I don't want to go like 3D image and stuff. I just want to focus more on the editing part, or the graphics, I guess, like the, what do you call it? Motion graphics or something. And this is supposed to go on Facebook or LinkedIn or X or something, right? It's supposed to be an ad for a specific thing. Okay, so let me continue here. So the video should pop up, and then there should be like an animation effect. Like it pops, it goes a little bit too big, and then down to a good size so they can see my face for like a good 1.5 seconds, let's say. And then let's do something like above the video should be at the center. Above the video, we should say something like, hey, I'm Rafid Hoda, so they see my name. And then when my name has been there for like, let's say 1.5 seconds, we want to change the above text to something like, I've taught 30,000 plus students on, and then we do like logos of the places where I have course, like Coursera, Udemy, Free Code Camp, and Scrimba. So we do like, bam, 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 bam on top of each other. One, two, three, four. And so most people will look at Coursera and go, oh, wow, Coursera. Okay, this guy's legit. So we got that out of the way. People think I'm legit now. So that's the second one. First, we got their attention. Then we tell them I'm legit. And then we go into the offer, which is, um, and this is where actually we also have to tell them that even though Claude Code is a new technology, I am the one to teach them that. How can we do that? Okay, let's work on that next. Finish this one first. All right. Okay, I have to go soon, but let's try to finish this one. Maybe we won't finish the whole thing, but we'll finish part of it. But yeah, this thing about being able to talk to the person, not the person, right? Ah, wait, there you go. The fact that I'm able to talk to the AI and I'm able to talk to it like like a human being, that is huge. That is huge. I already loved using the computer before. I've been on the computer for 30 years of my life. I'm 35 this year. Since I was 5 years old, I've spent every day on the computer. Every day. Most days, several hours. And I already loved the computer. I already knew how to talk to a computer like a computer. But now you can talk to it like a human. And it's never been better for me to do anything. Now, everything becomes better because of this, in my opinion, when it comes to doing the work. Um, my computer screen is looking like this 95% of the time. It's looking like this. I'm not using apps. I'm not using almost anything. I'm using the browser a little bit, not too much actually. Most of the time I'm here. Because this does everything, right? It's just like a layer at the very lowest level, and you just anything that it needs to get, it goes to the internet, searches for it, gets it, right? It knows where your stuff is on your computer, whatever you've given it access to, of course. It goes and finds that. And if you give it some direction on like this is how you should work, it also remember things about you so it doesn't forget. As I told you in the beginning, it knows where I was born. I told it a long time ago now, several months ago, still remembers, right? And it'll pull in that information when it makes sense. All right. So, okay, still working on it. The logos are done, it seems like. When this would be done, I wouldn't even need to put this on Facebook. Facebook is my main platform where I promote stuff. Facebook, Instagram, because I've got that connected to this. So I would produce the promo here, a video promo, not an image, a video promo with music. What I normally would do by myself in a video editing program, it's doing using just, code like I'm talking to it. But you can see it's not like this, right? It's taking some time. And the thing is, like, I think this is where it gets interesting because most people are going with the default. Like, they say something and they get it back and they're like, this is good enough and I'll put it out there. That's shit. That's absolute AI slop that I hate. No, I'm using this to over time, like, take clay and mold it, you know? And then by the time it comes out, it's something actually pretty good. Even though AI made it, it's still my, direction that I'm giving it. But you don't know how to give it direction, what to give it, unless you know the how the technology underlying technology works. You kind of have to know that, right? or how a good video is should be made. You need to know about a hook, that like the first second and a half is the most important, 2 seconds maximum, right? You got to get their attention, and then you do all the other stuff. So when you see like a lot of advertising out there now is very clearly done with AI, right? You can see it. You can see billboards now that were done very clearly with ChatGPT. I don't like that very much because the production, the output still needs to be looking like a human made it, in my opinion. So even though AI can technically do that, the way to get there is still difficult. So this part is still difficult. It's not that easy. But the difference is now that I can do it, but I literally couldn't invest the time before to go into uh, After Effects or DaVinci Resolve and learn the stuff about, like, I know how to animate stuff. I know how to take something like this and make it go like this. But it's just an incredible amount of minutes that I need to put in, or hours. It would just be like, if I go back, I used to do that when I was a kid. I learned that stuff. If I'm going to go back into it, it's going to take me probably a month to get at a point where it's looking really good. That's a month that I can't invest in, but I still know the basics, right? So when I described it now with the video, where I wanted my video to kind of pop in and be like, go a little bit larger and then back like this, it's like an animation effect, which I hope it'll get now. But you can't talk to it. You have to be talking to it like an animator, right? You can't talk to it like a person who doesn't know anything about animation. So that's the game now, actually. That is where that is where there's a clear difference between people who are going to produce things that could eventually become movies, which is already happening now, by the way. Like, there are people that are making movies that they could never do because of AI, and it's going to actually look good. I hope so. And someone who's just put it in and then it just created something, and then they're just putting it together, and it's looking horrible. So it's not like this technology is going to suddenly make a film student into Steven Spielberg. No, it's just going to allow Steven Spielberg to try out a lot more concepts. Instead of 10, he can do 100, but it's not going to make someone, you know. So I think that's a big distinction. Let's see now if it worked. Mm. Okay, so see, it's still not exactly what I want, but it's getting there. It's getting there. So here it is doing this. See? So it's following my instruction, but I still need to work on this because the here this is pretty good. And then here I wanted the video to come there first and then the text to come afterwards. And then here I would want the logos to be on the full screen, like with on black it should be white, so it looks really sleek, right? Black background and white image or white text, and that will look like bam 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 bam. So I still got to work with this. Like I still got to put in a few hours probably to make this look good. But the cool thing about that will be that that's only the first time I have to do that. Once it knows that this is something that is looking good enough to be put onto Facebook, okay, now I can reuse the same type of stuff, right? Now I can create this kind of template and it's good enough for ads. Then it's going to become easier to do it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop the stream now because I have to go. But thank you so much for everyone for joining. Uh, yeah, if you're interested in learning about Claude Code or something, that's kind of Yeah, again, I mean, I'm a little bit speechless because it's like all the stuff that I've been doing for the last 30 years, like, just becomes so much easier to do. So I was, um, before I was in a way restricted by my technical ability, right? Because like I didn't know how to code a certain thing. Like I hadn't coded, let's say, something like an API or webhooks or something like that for my platform. That's something that I didn't hadn't built before. But I kind of understood still what a API is and webhook is, obviously, because I've used it. But now that technical limitation doesn't have to be a big deal because as long as you understand how it works and you've kind of messed around with it, now you can just, hey, just build that for me. But you can't do that if you have no idea what an API is or what webhook is, right? So you still need that. So that all of that, like, um, experience that I had doing like a million different things from 3D animation to 2D animation to Photoshop to After Effects to, a little bit of Blender to coding to Android, iOS, push notification, all those things that I was just curious about and just messed around with a little bit. Some 20 years ago, some 10 years ago, some time ago, just because of curiosity. And so many people are like me now actually is super relevant because now you can, as long as you know a little bit about it, you can actually do it. You can implement it into your thing. So the amount of stuff that you can do now is crazy, which also makes it difficult. Like, then what are you supposed to do? So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining. And until next time, I'll see you later.